Hello. It's nearly Christmas time if you celebrate, or otherwise happy holidays. And it's also nearing the end of 2021. And that means for us planner people that we need to have a 2022 planner and we need to set it up, or at least done something nice. So for next year, I decided to not continue to use a Hobonichi Techo Cousin Avec like I did this year, as I found myself just not using the a lot of the overviews you had, like the weekly overview, and I also didn't really use the daily pages that much, which means I have a lot of pages now that I need to figure out what to do with, which is, I guess, kind of nice since it is Hobonichi paper, but having the marked days kind of makes you think, wow, there's a lot of days where I didn't really get to sit down and do my planning. So for 2022, I decided to get a Hobonichi Techo Day Free, which only has the monthly overview and blank pages with the kind of customary grid layout. So this is mine. This is an A6 size, and if the cover looks a little bit funny, it's because I decorated it myself. I drew all of this and used some of my really cute washi tape I have from the brand BGM. It's kind of sciencey, but not quite. Don't know what don't know what theme I was trying to go for. Has the back. It's very me. It's okay to be Confucian. Uni is hard, but we can do this. And eat, sleep, study, social, which is probably the most the quote I feel the weirdest about. And then I have the Greek letters as used in mathematics and so on all over the background, since I wanted to incorporate some uni stuff. So as usual, at the day free, you have kind of like an overview of the months and the days in the months. Then we have this layout, which I usually just use it for like birthdays. Clearly, I don't know that many people who have a birthday in February, but yeah, I usually use it for that. I even have my own birthday in there, I know. And it continues for quite a while. Then we have December. These Hobonichi planners, they always, in my experience, start like a month early. So this is, of course, for 2022, but it does include 2021 December, which I'm kind of filled out, but not hugely. And this is my most used layout too. So yeah, and here's the blank pages, which I really like. They are not marked with any dates, so I don't really feel confined in the same way as, and I also don't feel that shame where you feel bad because, oh, I haven't had the time to sit down and do my daily pages, and you keep looking at all these like unused pages, and it just like, if you have any kind of problems with depression or the like, just makes you realize like when things aren't going well for you, or when you just don't have time, or you're really stressed out. And I personally did not enjoy that aspect so much, so I'm really happy to just have these blank pages with the grid. So first I have a currently inked, which is just the pens I brought with me at my parents' place for Christmas. I thought I had a very conservative number, but it turned out to still be 14 pens. Great colors though. I have some exam stuff. And then I have a quote plate, a little quote section here. These are all quotes inspired by watching Cosmos, which is a National Geographic documentary by Neil deGrasse Tyson. And it's supposed to, I think, be inspired by, or like the same idea as the original Cosmos by Carl Sagan. which you can find on YouTube for free, I believe, and it's very nice. Sagan has a very soothing and calming voice to me, and he just has so many great things to say. I highly encourage watching his. He has this kind of, it's a whole speech about the Earth and how we're just like a speck of dust in the universe, and it's actually a really beautiful speech, and I would highly encourage watching it on YouTube if you could, or like if you want to. But anyway, I thought I would read these quotes aloud for some reason. I haven't done a video in so long, so why not? I don't really have my little holder either, so I don't have the option of like standing it, so that's why filming is kind of awkward. But yeah, so I'm just gonna try. If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe, said by Carl Sagan in Cosmos. I think this is a quote that hits a lot of people. Like today, it was actually posted on r/programming humor, where a friend of mine messaged me, and I was like, Sagan, I love that guy. And he was like, wait, who? So I think it's also a quote a lot of people have heard of, but don't know who like said. Especially here in Denmark, not a lot of people are familiar with Carl Sagan. Look up at the night sky. We are part of that. The universe itself exists within us. We are stardust in highest exalted way. Neil deGrasse Tyson. So these are all kind of like fragmented quotes that I believe he's said over the years, and I saw them in a Melody Sheep video, one of his symphonies of science, titled "We Are Stardust," and it's kind of like just a music video about that. It's something Neil deGrasse Tyson says in his Cosmos documentary too. Stand in the middle and enjoy everything both ways. The Tininess of Us, The Enormity of the Universe by Richard Feynman. Richard Feynman, I'm personally I really like him as kind of like a fun-loving person who was very dedicated to science and to education and just teaching. I think a lot of physics students really like him because of his way of breaking down things. I will say he's a little bit problematic in like seen in our modern view, right? He's a little bit problematic if you read things like Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman, which I encourage reading. But there are some things where you might think, what? There's a powerful recognition that stirs within us when we see our own little blue ocean planet in the skies of other worlds by Carolyn Poco. I don't really know who she is, I'll admit, but she's... this quote, again, is from a Melody Sheep video because I really love his space videos. The poetry of the expanding universe, the poetry of the complexity of life, we're not normally equipped to understand, and science gives it to us. Science is opening your eyes to the wonderfulness of what's there. Science is opening your eyes to the poetry of the expanding universe by Richard Dawkins. I always mistake Richard Dawkins for Charles Darwin for some reason. They really do not have the same name. But yeah, Richard Dawkins, he's got a lot of things to say about science, to, I believe, say about biology and evolution, but I haven't really personally read any of his stuff. I've mostly just seen pieces of him on the internet. We must ask ourselves, we who are so proud of our accomplishments, what is our place in the cosmic perspective of life by Robert Jastrow. I don't really know who he is, I'll admit, but I thought the quote was quite good. And I think it puts into perspective something that Carl Sagan himself touches on, is humans feeling so many things about what happened on our planet, all of the wars that have been fought for, just parts of this tiny speck of dust, what it is really in reality when you compare it to the rest of the universe. And we're so proud of everything we've done just, in the last 200 years how far we've come with science and technology. But I think a lot of people haven't actually said, like, what is our actual place in the cosmic perspective of life? I think it's a powerful quote in many ways. We could be in the middle of an intergalactic conversation and we wouldn't even know it, by Michio Kaku. Mostly I know that guy as a physics guy, but I thought, again, it was an interesting quote, and it touches upon some of the same things that Robert Jastrow does. For thousands of years, people wondered about the universe. Did it stretch out forever, or was there a limit? By Stephen Hawking. Again, an interesting quote. I think that's something, of course, nowadays we've grown up with this idea of, and I think for a long time people have kind of grown up with an idea of the universe being much larger than what we can see, an idea of planets and suns and, you know, stars and all of that very far away from us. But I also think, you know, as a child, you might have that kind of childlike, well, is there actually a limit? Or you might even still have that now. I mean, we have people like flat earthers. So again, interesting also, I smudged some of that ink. But yeah, I just love sitting down doing quotes like this. And I think it's a very interesting topic to do it on. There's a lot of really good quotes from various documentaries out there. And I think it makes you think about something kind of different from everyday life. Yeah, that was my video. Hey, Merry Christmas.